Our previous singular episode focus was on the supposed worst episode of the series as often claimed by the internet. At the end of that video, I made the conclusion that while one course meal is indeed bad, it's nowhere near the worst. For today's focus, I want to talk about an episode that I feel handled things so poorly from so many angles and almost has nothing good I can say about it. Even a pal for Gary, what I will forever name the worst of the series, admittedly had a very enjoyable first half, but today's episode, damn near nothing. Cephalopod Lodge serves as the second segment of the 15th episode. This was an episode that I never appreciated. Even as a kid, yeah, I enjoyed it, but not much. It was just enough to keep me distracted for 11 minutes. Though, to be fair, Grandpappy the Pirate is actually a really solid episode. So consider this episode taking a shot of gin after sampling your favorite cocktail. But from a really, really mediocre bar. So it's just another day at the Busty Crab when SpongeBob notices that Squidward is not his usual depressed self. It's actually really funny that they play dramatic music when Squidward proclaims that he's having a good day. It's really quick and it got a chuckle out of me. So SpongeBinge and Rick decide to follow Squawg into seeing what all the happy fuss is about. Huh. I didn't know the buses ran that late. And it turns out Squidward is a member of some secret cephalopod society that's stationed right next to the road with its icon plastered on the front that for some reason public transportation can easily access.
Cantankerous more Ilias!
Morays and electric eels are completely different, you uneducated schmucks. In fact, electric eels aren't actually eels. Wow, Steven leaving the show had more than just a drop in entertainment quality. SpongeGar and Podrick somehow find their way inside and stand in the middle of the room completely unnoticed for who knows how long. Squidward shoots himself in the foot by making a fuss about it and approaching them when he could have just gone to take a shit or something. The initiation regarding the eel is sacred and only meant to be viewed by members, which gets the three of them thrown out. You know, it's funny how in the old days of the show, Squidward was a pessimistic guy who was often used for really uplifting and positive scenes as a foil to SpongeBob. In the later episodes, his sole purpose is to be used as an emotional punching bag, and the quality of those episodes took a severe nosedive as a result. So Squidward has an emotional crisis because we see the very thing that was informed to us that was the only thing that kept Squidward going is carelessly ripped away from him by the supposed hero of the show. Fucking hell, how do you fumble the basics of a show so badly? Then Spingleblab and Starboy decide to speak to the lodge to try and explain things and get Squidward back in.
So it's not his fault.
Is it my fault?
No, it wasn't your fault, Patrick.
And it wasn't your fault either.
Oh my god. And when that doesn't work, Squidward claims he's gonna go home and try to kill himself. No, I'm not kidding.
I think I'll go home and slam my head in the door repeatedly.
SpongeBob asks if they can do anything to help, even though they just failed at the best thing that they could have done for him. Squidward tells SpongeBob that instead of ruining his club to start his own, which of course SpongeBob takes at face value. After ruining the one thing that gave Squidward any sense of happiness, SpongeBob can't leave him alone despite getting the door slammed in his face. Yeah, this dude can never take a hint. He is autistic as fuck.
I don't think Squidward wants to join our lodge.
Oh, sure he does.
The rest of the episode is just a fucking pain to sit through. Watching Squidward be forced to do things he doesn't want to do after the one thing that makes him happy was taken away from him over reasons beyond his control. It never ceases to amaze me how terrible these episodes are. Now, just imagine the bare minimum you need for a kid's show, whether it be for past or present standard. A main focus character, a conflict, a moral, a resolution. Some of these episodes either disregard them or put way too much focus on presenting them in a really uncomfortable way with nothing to truly offer. It renders the entire episode irrelevant as a result. After mentally and physically tormenting Squidward, they decide to hatch a plan that will supposedly land him back into the lodge. SpongeBob and Pink Dick put on a giant sock to scare the lodge into thinking that they're an eel. Squidward then fights the beast to save the day and immediately gets rewarded back into the lodge. Okay, that's actually not too bad. Sure, everything that happened in between wasn't all that great, but at the very least, we can say that the resolution had a solid payoff.
Way to go, Squidward.
It worked!
Why did they do that? This is one of the worst episodes of the series. The humor is absolutely pitiful. Their idea of funny is how insufferable can we make SpongeBob and Patrick, and any joke that they do attempt just doesn't have a lot to offer. Sure, they have gags that are amusing, but not amazing. The very core of the episode isn't even well explained. The setup for the lodge is actually a lot of fun, but we know nothing else about it, why Squidward loves it so much, and it doesn't even get a lot of screen time. It's completely overshadowed by SpongeBob ruining Squidward's day. Yeah, there's nothing that this episode has to offer. You can tell that the producers didn't have a lot lot to work with or didn't put a lot of time into it. And I know that that's an extreme assumption. I wasn't exactly in the room when they were making it, but I really don't know what else to perceive from what we're offered. Cephalopod Lodge definitely has what it takes to break top 5. There's a bit more to discuss before we work our way around it, but for now, I'll stick it as number 2. Yeah, it's pretty bad. And that's gonna be it for today. Thank you all for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace out.
Were you dropped on your head when you were a baby?
How did you know?